Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Prodcast. Today I'm with the talented Dewald Brand. He's a filmmaker from South Africa, but he's been in Portugal many times. He's been here sometime doing some projects. So we are going to talk about this with him, how he feels Portugal, how he likes it, and we'll see. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you okay?
Let's do this.
So let's get going. And the first question is, you've worked in many different countries, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know, what was your first impression of Portugal, the first time you arrived here, either if it was for work or just pleasure?
I'd say it reminded me a lot of Cape Town from the sense of the weather, you know, the people smiling, it's good food, beaches and stuff. So I think that was kind of my first, and it was very welcoming. It's like a little tiny, cozy, you know, small town city vibe. So
It reminded you of home.
It reminded me of home, but away from Africa, here in Europe is the, yeah.
Okay. And from your experience, because you work quite a lot here, what makes Portugal unique as a country for film production?
I'd say it must be the weather here in Europe, and I guess the lights. It's just, you know, we get the most sunshine out of everyone, I think, in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
And the crews I've worked with here also, they're just all friendly. It kind of goes with the whole, you know, Lisbon and Portugal especially is very inviting and welcoming. And I think, you know, it's easy to fit in here and to get settled. And being on set as well, everyone's got that same kind of laid back, but still getting stuff done. Everyone's focused. And it's kind of just a nice working environment, I guess.
I think you already answered my next question, which was, what do you think about Portuguese crews?
I love Portuguese crews. No, honestly, it's like, except for the fact that my Portuguese isn't that good. So when they need to speak Portuguese, I'm a little lost. But apart from that, everyone speaks good English. And like, no, they always take care of me really well. And it's, yeah.
I bet you don't have to speak Portuguese often in productions, because everyone is like, normally in service, they're all, okay, English is now my native language.
Exactly.
So for you, it's easier, that communication.
Yeah, no, it's always a pleasure.
And of course, you come from a very beautiful place in terms of locations, landscapes, everything. Portugal is also known for amazing locations. Mm-hmm. What is your favorite location here?
Ooh. Okay, so I've been living in Lisbon now for about 5 years. And so I found my favorite beach already, which is Praia de Ursa, which is just kind of this hike that you have to take down. And then you get to this beach and there's no one else really. And there's this beautiful rock. So locally, I'd say that's like my favorite. Just it's beautiful. And then I like the north. It's very kind of more like lush green, kind of this environment. I really like that. That's kind of, you know, I'm from South Africa, so we're used to all the heat and stuff. So I do kind of like that more foresty kind of, not rainy, but yeah.
Environment. Have you been to Açores?
I was gonna say that. I don't know if that counts as like, you know, if it's outside of mainland Portugal.
No.
Azores is like, no, that like I've been there twice, and no, I love that place. Like honestly, I want to build a cabin one day, and I think that's the spot where I'm gonna build my little wood cabin. It's like, it's this little tropical island that's European, but it's tropical and it's very.
It's in between, because I think Azores are kind of in the middle of Europe and America.
Yeah, exactly. When I went to Azores, it was like, I think 7 of us, and half of them were from the States where I studied. And so it was great because they're from the East Coast of New York, and they just flew, I think, 5-6 hours to get to Azores. And I flew 2 hours, 2.5. And it was like this little middle meeting island spot in the middle of kind of nowhere, I guess.
Yeah, and they have a bit of American influences. And one thing about being a director, now more of the locations, because normally people from outside of the industry especially, they get really overwhelmed with what we do. What is one thing that people don't know about directing? Like, people from the industry, of course, we know, we are used to it, but people from outside, what's one thing that you think they don't know?
You know, I think a lot of the time you think of the big Hollywood directors, I guess, and, you know, you almost kind of put them in the spotlight, that they're the ones that, like, created that film or, like, series, and it's, like, amazing and everything. But, like, I think what a lot of people might not know is, or they might know that there's a big team behind it, but like the director director's nothing without kind of all the departments and everything coming together. So like you can be the best director trying to do a cool project, but if everyone else who needs to be on their stuff isn't as good, or not even as good, but as focused and that kind of stuff, then your project just won't take off as well, I guess. And so, yeah, I think I don't know, it's fun being the director because you get to, you have a bit of the vision and you're just working with all these departments and everybody knows their stuff. And that's kind of what the fun part of it as well, is that you're part of a team that then produces this thing. And yeah.
Yeah, I think people normally get really impressed when they know the amount of people that it takes to do just sometimes 30 seconds of a commercial. So, and your team, the people that you've worked with here, are they mostly Portuguese, or do you have some foreign people that that also work here that you sometimes call for a project?
I'd say it's mainly Portuguese. I think the talent pool from the production side here is really good. And
thank you.
The DOPs, the ones that have done a lot of work, at least production side, like commercial stuff here, that have always been Portuguese. But then I've got 1 or 2 guys from South Africa that I actually met here that we do kind of a bunch of passion projects together. And so, yeah, not sure how that answers the question. But
yeah, it's a mix.
It's a mix, yeah.
Yeah, but that goes into my next question, which is, do you know a lot of foreign people that work in the film industry that now are living in Portugal, or they are doing projects here?
So actually I don't. Like, I think I know maybe 1 or 2, maybe. Like, the rest are generally Portuguese based, or from Portugal. Not based, but like from Portugal. Yeah.
Because they haven't found.
If you know of any, then you should introduce me as well. But
now, normally, some directors, photographers we work with, they come to do projects here. They are not necessarily based here all the time. They are not like living here for 5 years like you. But it's interesting because we do work a lot with like stylists, everything from abroad, and they say they are like basically everywhere. They have different bases. They are not just here.
Okay.
But you've been. This is your main basis now, Portugal.
Yeah, I came during 2020. I think just after COVID, I was able to get a flight here, and I've been based here most of the time. Yeah, the last 5 years. But that's why I'm embarrassed, because my Portuguese is not so good, because everyone speaks English so well here.
No, but I'm not going to make you speak Portuguese.
Okay, good.
And what's your favorite thing about living here besides the film industry? Because of course you have to like the industry here to live and work.
My favorite thing, okay, so Lisbon's quite small compared to, I think, a lot of bigger cities out in Europe or in the world, right? Like most cities, I think. So every time I travel and I go to like a bigger city, I'm like, wow, like, Paris or like New York, it's like, whoa, it's very impressive from a like size perspective, but you feel that it's so big and it's like, okay. And then the second I come back to Lisbon, it's kind of like it's kind of like a little hug where you're like, oh, I'm back home where it's cozy, and it's, it's, because it's not so big, you feel you can get anywhere within like 20 minutes, and like, it's so like accessible, and it's very just, so yeah, every time I come back, I feel like, oh, and I have my dog here, and he really likes me, I think.
It's funny because I'm from a small town, and people say the same thing. For me, living in Lisbon, it's like I'm in a big city, and it takes 20 minutes to get somewhere, which is a lot.
Yeah.
So it's funny.
It's all relative, I guess. Right?
Yeah, it's a scale thing. But which is one of the good things about Lisbon also, because the locations are all quite near from each other.
Exactly.
They are diverse, and yeah, it's a great country.
And even Porto is like 4 hours on the train, or like Madrid is 4 or 5 hours driving, like.
Yeah, Sevilla, everything.
It's very like, it's well based, and then you got the good weather and ocean. And
everyone is talking about the light. That the light is different.
Yeah.
Here.
I think there's not as much smog and pollution. Again, it's because it's such a smaller place, I think. there's 300 days of blue skies here, and like I feel like every day when it's like 11 o'clock and it's still a little cloudy outside, like 90% of the time I know it's going to be blue skies by like lunchtime, just because like the sun always kind of wins here, and then the sunset comes and there's no clouds and it's just beautiful colors. And the other thing is also, it's interesting, like somebody compared once that like Lisbon's got these white cobblestones and like Portugal's got the darker ones, I think. And so like now every time I go to Portugal, I kind of see that. And I don't know if that has anything to do with a bit of the light. It's always reflecting and bouncing a bit nicer, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. And people are slipping all the time, so that's like good footage.
Maybe some documentary about the sleeping. No, it's more, I think Porto and Lisbon are very different, but very Portuguese both, but just different vibes. Yeah. So have you filmed in Porto?
Not on a production. I did a bit of a documentary stuff there, so I didn't really film any production stuff.
Do you prefer doing more documentary, more commercial, more long features, more shorts?
I'd say it's between the commercial side and kind of the like documentary branded content storytelling side, I guess. I think not as long, but generally wherever there's a bit of storytelling involved is what I kind of prefer, as opposed to maybe just the abstract, it's kind of something with a bit of story and narrative to it.
And now for the last question, because it got really fast, right?
It went so quickly. Yeah, I'm glad. All right, nice.
To wrap, I have to ask one question that we kind of surfaced, which is, what's your favorite Portuguese food?
What is my favorite Portuguese food?
Because you've been here 5 years, I bet you tried almost everything.
Okay, so you haven't been to Azores yet, but there's these things called, I think, lapish. Lapas?
Yes, the seafood.
The little seafood thing, that's really good. The seafood, of course, is good. The chickens, I'm from South Africa, so chicken is, you guys have good chicken. And then I like your black pork, and there's some good beef, I guess. No, it's like, that's also the other side where it's South Africa, it's like we have such good ingredients, and here I feel like there's also that like natural kind of good ingredients that is available everywhere. So the food's pretty good. You might have to, it's not as spicy though, so if you like spice, you might have to bring your own spices. You guys don't do spice much.
I think up north, because of francesinha, francesinha?
Yeah.
You get a bit more spice.
Okay.
Well, you can control it, but here I think in Lisbon it's not very common to have spicy things. No. We are not very spicy country, although we are Latin. Because normally...
Like you guys are chilled, kind of like laid back, enjoying the weather.
Exactly. Because
your francesinha. Is that your favorite food?
Actually, it is.
Really?
I'm from the north, so I guess I'm used to more heavy food.
Yeah.
Yes, francesinha is my favorite food.
Yeah, I tried once in Portugal. I was like, whoa, it's heavy.
It's very heavy.
It's very heavy.
I know. But I don't know. You just get used to it when you're growing up, and you like on Sunday you have this like feijoada, or in my hometown is rancho, which is like chickpeas with pasta and meat, everything together. Okay. So everything is quite heavy. Oh, okay. You kind of get used to it. And francesinha is the next step. It's the...
Yeah, that's like kind of the...
It's the top of the charge. But thank you so much. Yeah, it was good to know your favorite Portuguese food. And now we'll go to Azores, just like you said, and then I'll tell you what I think. Okay. Nice. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Thank you as well.
Thank you so much for watching and listening. Next month, we'll be here again with another guest. Bye-bye.